The Delft casting method is a form of sand casting. It makes it possible to make remarkably sharp castings of many objects. The only requirements are 2 aluminium fitted ring frames and some Delftclay. The tools that are used to form the mould are the tools that, as a goldsmith, we normally have on our workbench. The torch must of course be of sufficient capacity to melt gold and silver. The Delftclay does not dry out and can be repeatedly reused. Many shapes can be cast with this technique. With dexterity and insight, you can achieve excellent results. By using simple examples, we will show how a mould is built up. The clay must be well separated before you fill the first frame. The clay should feel soft to the touch. The first frame to be filled with casting clay is the one with a raised edge. Turn the frame so that the raised edge is on the underside to prevent the connecting edge being damaged by hammering. After filling the first frame with clay, compact it with a hammer. Do not compact the clay in the first frame too much, as we must be able to press in a model. In the second example in this film, I will be demonstrating that we sometimes need to more fully compact the clay in the first frame. After the excess clay has been scraped off, we will check for possible holes on the other side. We can fill surface holes with a little casting clay. It is important that the surface is well smoothed so that the clay will be compacted into the second frame does not stick to it. Assume that the smoother the surface, the better. The pattern to be cast should now be pressed halfway into the clay. Make sure that the pattern is always level in the clay. There will often be space between the pattern and the clay. This is because we can never push perfectly straight. If there is space, use a steel rule to smooth the clay against the pattern. Press the clay down on the outside with a steel rule. On the inside we can use a nail head. Of course we need to have first filed the nail head flat. The function of the talcum powder that we use is to stop the clay from the second frame sticking to the clay of the first. Spread the talcum powder with a soft paintbrush over the whole surface and blow off any excess powder. As soon as the surface of the first frame is completely smooth, with no loose bits of clay, we can attach the second frame. Make sure that the index marks on the side of the fitted frames are aligned. The indexing is to ensure that the mould can always be reassembled in the same position.